This is the best overall TANTO 22 class setup for Black Ops 6. For the muzzle, you want to run the compensator. For the barrel, we're going to run long barrel. For the underbarrel, you want vertical foregrip. For the stock, we're going to run the balanced stock. And then finally, you're going to want to run the rapid fire mod because this gun does have a little bit slower fire rate. Now let's give it a test in the range. And like I said, this gun does have typically a little slower fire rate, but it does have solid damage for a submachine gun. But putting rapid fire on this gun is going to make it very effective at close ranges and really increase that time to kill, which is definitely necessary on a slower shooting weapon like this. The recoil on this gun does feel pretty good and smooth even at these farther ranges. It bounces around a little bit for sure, but you can definitely hit your shots pretty easily once you practice. Now let's see what the recoil actually looks like. I'm not going to control it at all. With this slow fire rate, it's very steady. It does, as you can tell, go all the way up to here, which is quite a lot eventually, but it's so slow that it makes it easier to control. And now let's see how well I can actually control it. And yeah, you can tell it's pretty easy to control. Towards the end of the spray there, it kind of was going wild on me, but overall, it's a really good build. Definitely give it a try. This is the best PP919 class setup in Black Ops 6. For the muzzle, you're going to run the compensator. For the magazine, we're going to be running the Fast Mag 2. For the rear grip, we're going to be running the ergonomic grip. For the stock, we're going to be running the balanced stock. And then finally for the fire mod, we're going to be running recoil springs. Now testing this gun, I will say I personally like these iron sights, but also I really like the consistency that this gun seems to have. The reload is pretty quick with this Fast Mag 2, and you do get 40 bullets, and the fire rate is pretty slow on it, so you can actually get a lot of kills even with 40 bullets and still have that quick reload, which is really nice. The recoil also feels extremely manageable even at longer ranges like that bot out there at 50. It feels pretty easy to kill. Now let's go ahead and give it the recoil test. First, I'm not going to control it at all, and you can definitely tell it doesn't have too much recoil. It does go a little bit left and then hits hard right, but it's not too bad. Now let's see how well I can actually control it. And yeah, that's pretty good. That's probably top 5 lowest recoil guns I've tested so far. This is currently one of the best overall guns you can use in Black Ops 6. This is the best C9 SMG loadout. So for the muzzle, you want the suppressor. For the barrel, we're going to run the long barrel. Underbarrel, you want to look for the Ranger foregrip, which is the last one. And then for rear grip, we're going to run the commando grip. And then finally, fire mods, you want to run rapid fire. Now if we test this in the range real quick, the time to kill on it feels very good. I will say the range doesn't feel great just because, as you can tell, the recoil does jump a little bit with those, with that rapid fire mod. It does jump around a little bit, but you're going to get a very good quick time to kill and a pretty mobile gun at that. Now, if we go ahead and test the recoil here, first, I'm not going to control it. And that's actually the worst one I've tested so far. That actually goes pretty crazy. It's definitely controllable, but definitely something to keep in mind if you're a low recoil type of player. Might want to try another build, but let me go ahead and see how I can control this. I've never really used this gun in game yet, but really that's not too bad. I mean, for as crazy of recoil as it is, you know, I wouldn't say it's like impossible to control, but again, the farther range you try to shoot with this thing, you are going to have some issues. So definitely a more close range, aggressive style of gun. This is one of the best JACKAL PDW classes in Black Ops 6. For the muzzle, you want to run the compensator. For the barrel, you want to run long barrel. For the underbarrel, you want to run vertical foregrip. For the rear grip, we're going to be having the ergonomic grip on. And then for the stock, you want to run the balanced stock. Now, if we give it a test in the range, I will say this gun has a little bit of recoil, but the good part about it is it does feel very consistent. So even if you're trying to hit shots at longer ranges like this, out at 50 meters, it's pretty controllable. As you can see right there, I hit pretty much every single shot. This build also has very solid mobility, but let's go ahead and give it the good old recoil test. This is without controlling it whatsoever. As you can tell, especially from the first few shots there, it's very just vertical and easy to control. So now I'm going to do my best to control it, and we'll see what that looks like. And looks pretty good. Yeah, this is a really easy to control recoil pattern overall. This is currently one of the best KSV SMG loadouts or builds in Black Ops 6. For the muzzle, you're going to run the suppressor. For the barrel, we're going to run the long barrel. For the underbarrel, we're going to run the Ranger foregrip. And then for the rear grip, we're going to run the commando grip. And then finally, for the fire mod, we're going to run the recoil springs because this gun does have a little bit of kick. If we take this gun into the range, it feels very controllable at the closer ranges. Once you get out to medium and far range, with this build, it is a little bit hard to control. but it's very mobile, and it honestly feels like an AK-74U, but with a faster fire rate. So that's where you get that extra recoil, because it does have a quite fast fire rate, but definitely fun gun to use and run a gun. Now we'll do a recoil test. First is me not controlling it whatsoever. As you can tell, it goes up into the ceiling, which is pretty high, one of the higher ones I've tested so far. Now we're going to see how well I can actually control it. Not too bad. Goes a little bit left and right, but up close, it's definitely pretty good. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.